everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video I am going to show you something called Windows 12 Lite. So as you see up here, it says Windows 12 Lite, and down here it says Start Linux Lite in Start Linux Lite in safe mode and install Linux Lite now. This is a Linux install that kind of looks like Windows. Yes, it looks like Linux FX. Same type of thing of Linux FX, but this is a little bit different. So what we're going to do is, if I'm not going to start Linux Lite, I'm going to install it directly, because if I do that, I do not have the login for the live CD, so we're just going to go directly to install. So we push enter, and I'm going to install it on my HP mid-tower desktop. So here we go. Now, what I am going to do is, as I said before, Linux OSs have a dual boot option on the installation. So what I'm going to do is I am going to dual boot Windows 12 Lite, or Linux Lite as it's called, and I'm going to dual boot it with Linux FX. So then this way I can switch between the two and do some really cool things. Now, the reason I'm doing that is so then this way I can compare differences in the OSs, but that'll be for a later video. Alright, so we are at the install screen here, and what I'm going to do, it says install as super user. That's basically the admin account in Linux. Alright, so English, because that's where I'm at. Continue. English, and there's a bunch of different ways for the keyboard layout, which is really cool. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to do English US, English US. I can download updates while this is installing. Now it says download updates while installing Ubuntu. This is an Ubuntu-based Linux OS. So click that. Now it's going to ask me here. No root file. Okay, so we're going to click back. Ah. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the computer up here. All right, so now I am on my offline machine. I installed this on here last night just to check it out. All right, so we're going to go to install Linux Lite now. And this computer is a little bit quicker than the HP. So we'll see how this... I already know how it's going to pan out, but for the sake of this video, I want to see how this pans out. All right, So it's going to be the same as it was on the HP. So we're going to do the same options here. Can't because I do not have this computer connected to network, so I can't download anything. Continue. Alright. So what I can do is I can have two installations of this operating system on this machine, or I could erase a disk and install Ubuntu. I'm just going to erase a disk and install that. We're going to install now. And you'll see how this installs. Now it's giving me like, hey, are you sure? And I am going to continue. Like most Linux distributions, it'll ask you where you are. So I am not New York. I'm in Yes, that's where I'm at. Continue. So there we go. So I'm going to name the computer. This is Linux Lite. So what I'm just going to do is click login automatically, do a simple password. It's a short password, but that's okay for this video. Continue. And once that, watch the installation. On this particular computer, it installed very, very quickly. So you're going to see that now. It's got a Windows XP vibe to this when it says welcome to Linux Lite and all that. So what's happening now is it's just copying the files. And she'll tell you what's new. Windows XP does that. And it tells you all the certain tools that the operating system has to provide you. So I'm going to let this go, and once it's done, we'll review the operating system and we'll see what's on it. All right, so the installation is complete. I told you it would be quick. And now we're going to restart. All right, so it's asking me to remove the medium. Media is plural for medium. So the installation medium is the DVD. So I remove the DVD, push enter, and now the computer is going to restart. And when it restarts, it's going to go directly into Linux Lite. So there we go. We are back in the operating system. Now, what you just saw was with that Windows logo, and it was talking about opening up Office files and stuff like that. What that is this particular Office program can open up your Microsoft Office files, and that's what that is. So, to start off, it says, welcome to Windows 12 Lite. Windows 12 Lite provides a basic collection of everyday tools, web browser, email client, media player, and Office Suite, and image editor, and so on. So, what you could do here is I could install updates, install drivers, set a restore point, install language support. I could do online support, help manual forms, hardware database. I could code, I could donate, I could shop, or I can go on their social media page. Now, this computer is not connected to the network, so unfortunately I can't not do any of those things at the moment. But for a video down the road, what I'll do is I'll connect it back online and I'll install updates. So exit, we're going to go to menu here, and we're going to see what this computer, not the computer, the OS has installed. So if we go to graphics, we have an image viewer. We have a scan documents, the scanner. I can click this and whatever scanner I have installed, driver-wise, it'll launch that and scan the image in. So you have, I can create images and edit photos. Let's look at that. So this is an image manipulation program. Oh, this is cool. This is like MS Paint. So I can obviously import an image from somewhere and do that. So this is pretty cool, actually. Go to graphics. We have image viewer. You could view pictures just like on your phone in Windows 11. Multimedia. We have CD, DVD burner, VLC player. There is a .exe version of that. And you have volume control. So if we go into volume control, I can turn stuff up, turn stuff down. Office. This is Libra Office. As I stated before, I did a video on this. This is a Linux, used to be a Linux exclusive Office program, and then they created a .exe version, so that was basically Word. If you go to accessories, go to multimedia, let's go to system. So you have your task manager. And this is pretty interesting. You have enable, disable write support for NTFS with a simple click. What that means is that this operating system has support to understand the Windows New Technology Filing System. So I'm going to click that. There we go. So what I can do is enable write support for an external device. And I can't do it for an internal, unfortunately. Alright, so it's already set up for that. Go to my computer, file system. There you go, we have desktop, trash, drives. If we click drives, these are the drives. Kind of looks like Windows 11. Settings. I can do stuff for the file manager. I can do stuff for this. Let's go to the appearance. So that is the default theme. So let's look at this. That kind of reminds you of the Windows 11 install. And these are all the themes that you could choose from. And if you click all, we have calculator. This has a Bluetooth, basically software already incorporated into the operating system. This computer does not have a Bluetooth receiver. I have to get one for that. But so if we do this, which it's telling me, hey, you don't have this installed. So basically what I would have to do is once I get the Bluetooth adapter and plug it in, this will start working. We can do fonts. This is just like the fonts folder in Windows. So these are all the fonts that are currently installed into this operating system as we speak. Go to Control Panel. There we go. These are all the stuff. So if I click this, there we go. And it's telling me it's not connected to the internet. I already know that because I do not have it plugged in right now. I just wanted to get this into a basic overview of this. Go to keyboard. Here's what I can do. I could enable it. I could do application shortcuts. I could change the layout. Fonts, GNU, help manual. Install drivers. Don't need to do that yet. Keyboard. Lite locker. I could have it log out like you can in Windows. Lite sources. This is a repository. Okay, what is a repository? A repository is a database of software. Take your PS4 for example. When you go onto the store, that is a repository for all the software that you can get for the PS4. PS5 has the same thing. You have tweaks, light tweaks, light upgrade. I could upgrade this to a better version if I wanted to. You have the welcome screen, you have menu editor, you have mouse and touchpad configure. What I can do is, remember in Windows, that video I did in Windows to where I changed what the buttons did? You could do the exact same thing on here. So here's what it is. This is mouse and touchpad. Touchpad, or what they call a trackpad, is mostly found on laptops. You can configure that as well. They do make stuff for desktop machines you can get. So I could have the behavior, I could have the drag, I could do a theme. So if I do this, I could do this, 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 and it's giving you all the themes that are there. So what's cool, you can have multiple mice hooked up to a computer. So this is reading Pixart Dell MS116 USB optical mouse. When I got my daily use machine, it came with the mouse, but I decided to hook it up here. So it's recognizing that it is a Dell OEM mouse, which is a good thing. Power Manager. This is just like power options in Windows. Here's what I can do. I can do when the power button is pressed, when the sleep button is pressed, when hibernate button is pressed. These are worded differently, but you could do the same thing with the power button. That's all you need. So these two don't exist on this machine. Sleep, I could suspend, display. So what I can do is I could tell the power button to do nothing. So you could sit there and push it all day long. I could tell it to suspend or shut down or ask me what I want to do. So I'm going to push ask and I am going to push my power button. So that menu pops up. Now if I press and hold it, same thing like a Windows machine, it'll turn off. I don't want to do this, so I'm going to click cancel. So there we go. I'm going to turn that on, turn that on. So now all my notifications show up just like in Windows. I'm going to exit out of there. Web browser, volume adjust, videos, I can browse videos, time shift. That is this particular Linux OS's restore utility. I could do set date and time. Thunderbird, that is a mail, like an Outlook, which is on the older Windows operating systems. That's sort of what this is. I've actually used this for a little bit. It's pretty good, but there are better ones. That's your support. We could go to Task Manager. So it's using 1% of the CPU right now, and it's using 3% of memory. If this was Windows, you'd be using probably about 15% CPU and probably about 10% memory. But so it's sort of like that. So now, right click, I can go to Applications. This is kind of cool. I can go to Log Out. Not going to do that just yet. So this is your network, help manual, this PC, the normal wear and tear items, as they say. So anyway, with that said, that is it for this video. Please comment, like, subscribe, and click that bell for more notifications.